Good day, everyone. This is me again, Hart, for another video. And for today, we're going to talk about a quote that I learned earlier from Tony Robbins. And the quote goes like this: I don't experience life, I experience the life that I focus on. So, what does that quote mean? Well, for me, that quote means more of the thing, or that quote means that whatever you focus on in this particular moment will be the life, or will be the life that you experience. So, Tony Robbins is emphasizing on a specific moment, which is the negative things or the negative situations that we are in. And he cited an example about a person who may have had a traumatic event. So, or an unfair situation, maybe in a workplace or maybe in the area that you live in. If you focus on the negative, if you focus on the negative things that is happening right here, right now, then emotionally you will feel bad. Mentally, you will feel more of this clouded thinking because you're so focused on the negative side. And overall, you will not feel good. So, he is basically saying that in order for us to really experience life in a positive and in a good way, because life is too short, as he said, life is really too short, then we need to really, or we need to practice the ability to channel the things that we focus on. So, I think it relates to the Stoic philosophy, in which in Stoicism, as Ryan Holiday has shared, one of the most impactful things that was taught through Stoicism is all about having this perspective. If your perspective is channeled towards negativity, then eventually you will absorb that negativity, and soon enough you will manifest that negativity in your life as well. And one of the best examples for that is constantly consuming the news. If you're consuming content, especially in social media platforms, you're following different news sites and reading news articles consistently or constantly, then if you have observed yourself, if you will try to observe yourself, you are easily frustrated or irritated because most of the news that we are being bombarded with is triggering our emotions and making us feel that, or robbing us from the attention that we should hold dearly, because especially if the website is pay-per-view, wherein they get paid when there is a lot of views in the particular news article or videos on YouTube if they're posted in a video form. So, what is the point of this quote and this video? The point of this video is that it is really powerful how our perspective could change our lives in a way that we could have never imagined. And in my own case, I would set the current situation that I am in as an example. Earlier this year, I have decided that I would not be working in the hospital because I'm already a registered nurse and I am eligible to apply for as a nurse in a hospital, and the traditional thinking, or not the traditional, but more of the majority of the fresh grads is planning to have hospital experience for at least 1 year or 2 years, and then they would take the NCLEX and go to the US or other countries that offer higher salary and good work-life balance compared to what we experience here in the country. So that is the more, or a lot of Filipino nurses, especially fresh grads, are aiming for that career path. But for me, I was contemplating between taking that path or taking the opposite route, which is betting on myself, taking more risks on other career path that I know that when the time comes that I have a lot of responsibilities. For example, if I've decided that I want to have a family and have a child to support, then taking more risks would still be possible, but if you have those responsibilities already, you would find it hard to really juggle between the responsibilities and the career path that you want to venture in. So, as earlier as now, I'm turned 23 years old. I know I wanted to take more risks, but that didn't happen. What happened was after 4 months of thinking about what path I would pursue, I eventually decided to work 100 kilometers away from home and work in a public hospital. And as I started, or for my first few days of staying here in boarding house, I was thinking a lot about the nature of work that I will have, and I was so anxious, I was so stressed if of what will happen in the next few days or in the next few weeks. And I was so focused on that that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of fear of what will happen, especially the nature of work of a nurse is a serious task because you are handling the lives of the patients, the lives of other people. And if you make a mistake, maybe you've given the wrong medication, then you would seriously pay for it, especially if in the most serious possible way you can kill a patient because you've given the wrong medication. So that's one of the things that I was worried about. But then when the time came wherein I was assigned to a particular ward and I was starting to do the nursing procedures that I was expecting to do, the fear and the anxiety went off or went down. And I realized that I was fearing too much about something that didn't happen, and I was just so stressed for days on end. And when I was exposed to the situation where I was fearing the most, I realized that the fear was in the mind. And going back to the quote of Tony Robbins, we don't experience life. We experience the life that we focus on. And I was experiencing life in the lens of fear, in the lens of anxiety. And because of that, I manifested, or my body received all of that information. And emotionally and mentally, I was worried, I was stressed, I was anxious because that was the thing that I was focused on. So for the next few days of working, I focused on how can I learn in my stay here in the hospital, because I've decided that I wanted to try working in the hospital and not rely on the testimonies of other people, especially those nurses who have already worked for years, who are sharing that they were underworked and on overworked and underpaid. I wanted to have that first-hand experience of what does it mean to be overworked and underpaid. So it's already been 2 weeks, and I can say that it really is legitimate, or it is real, that nurses, especially for those who are working in the private hospital, they are not earning enough, and sometimes they're working long shifts that I think contradicts to the things that we are educating the patients about or other people about, which is all about health. And that's the irony of being a nurse, being a doctor, or other healthcare professional who work longer shifts in the hospital or the clinics or any other hospital setting. We are caring for other people, yet we are not we are not taking care of ourselves because we don't have enough time to take care of ourselves because we work longer hours, 12 hours, maybe even more. And that's the thing that I don't like about my work. And that's the thing that I've been reflecting on. So I've shared too much, but my point in this video, if you've come this far, it's great that you've come this far because you have a long attention span, and maybe you're liking the story that I'm sharing. But the thing that I want you to take away from this is that whatever happens in life, maybe you're privileged enough to go to school and finish your school, finish college and get a job, or maybe you're in a situation wherein you are not given the financial capabilities to do the things or to be comfortable enough to have a home or to feed yourself 3 times a day. Whatever situation you're in, the reality is that no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save us. It is ourselves, our own self, who will pick us. We will pick ourselves up in order for us to take charge or take control over our life day by day. And if we focus on the things that are not happening, on the things that are negative, why this thing is not going on our way, we are continuing to delay the things that we are designed or we are we should be doing that will help us grow and will help us improve our lives. Or maybe you just wanted to be more positive or having a more positive outlook in life, then we should start focusing more on that, the small things, small positive things, even though most of the time we're experiencing stress and negative things, or negative you're placed in a negative situation. I know that all of us have the ability to still focus on the positive things that is happening and just be optimistic. It's far more important to be optimistic rather than pessimistic. So I think that would be all for this video. If you like this video, you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments or suggestions, you can comment in the comment section below. And as always, if you want more wisdom coming right at you, then see me on the next video. Goodbye.